I am Jared Sison, a Constitution-loving, God-fearing, good-looking, chubby white boy, the progressive socialist left's worst nightmare, and I'm not going anywhere.
She's out of control. Her world's spinning round and around. She's out of control.
Hey everyone, welcome to Patriot Journal entry number 7. Andrew Cuomo explained. Manslaughter and Me Too. A lot of people are scratching their head trying to figure out exactly what's happening with Andrew Cuomo because not too long ago, Andrew Cuomo was the golden boy. He was the poster child for the Democratic Party. How could his fortunes change so quickly? He had his evening spot on CNN every night with his brother Chris Cuomo. They're making jokes with huge cotton swabs, talking about Andrew Cuomo's love life. Like, who cares? People are dying. The guy writes a book during COVID. I guess he found time to do that. Even if he has a ghostwriter, it still takes a lot of time to collaborate. $500,000 advance from his publisher. Must be nice if you can get it. He wins an Emmy award. I didn't even think there was one for politicians, but I guess there is because he won it. How could he, in such a short time, be where he is right now? The disgrace of the Democratic Party. Looking at charges for 15,000 people dead on his watch. Sexual harassment from 3, 4, 5 women that all of a sudden turned up. I'll tell you why. Because he's a threat to the DNC. The DNC is about king-making. They want to be able to decide who becomes president. Because through that process, there are gzads of dollars and power to be reaped. Andrew Cuomo is a problem because he's a populist governor. The DNC was already bit once with President Trump, a populist presidential candidate who comes out of a field of 16 Republicans and becomes a nominee. They even thought to the very end that Hillary was going to beat him. They thought wrong. Now, they're not going to let this happen again. It's not that they hate Andrew Cuomo. They love power. Power equals money, and they want both. The DNC is not going to cede that to anyone. So what happens? Andrew Cuomo gets too big for his britches. He becomes a threat. He's a populist governor. They give the green light for all the upwardly mobile politicians who want to be governor and want more power. Go ahead, piranhas, start feeding. So Letitia James, Attorney General for New York, she'd love to be governor. Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York. All these Democrats would love more power. Republicans are after power too. Republicans are only slightly better than most Democrats. Only slightly. Andrew Cuomo has made a lot of enemies in his personal and political life. He says what he wants, when he wants, how loud he wants. He makes whatever demands he wants. He's an East Coast New Yorker. So when the DNC gives the green light for any and all to go and attack, there's a lot of people willing to attack, and you're seeing it now. Now, there's a game that's being played, and it's very important. So you got Letitia James, the Attorney General, Bill de Blasio. The gloves are off. They're biting away, man. They're taking little pieces of Andrew, and they're biting their feet, and it's all one. So Letitia James, the Attorney General, on tips from people in Andrew Cuomo's administration, start to reveal that the number of deaths in nursing homes that were reported to the CDC were played with in a big way. See, Andrew Cuomo never wanted to let anyone know that there was really 15,000 deaths in nursing homes. And the nursing home administrator said, hey, wait a minute. These are all high-risk people, 70, 80, 90 years old. You can't bring COVID patients in here. It'll kill everybody. Andrew Cuomo said, you're going to accept them. Here's my executive order. Now, remember, Trump had the military hospital boat pulled into the harbor there in New York. It could accept 1,000 people. There was 1,000 beds on it. There were field expedient, hospital-ready beds erected in the Javits Center and other places. Andrew Cuomo didn't want to use these. I don't know if it was hubris. He didn't want to help Trump out. His management style ended up killing 15,000 people, and he failed to report it because he knew he was complicit. Not complicit, he's the one who caused it. When you got 15,000 deaths, you've got 15,000 sets of relatives who want to know what the hell happened. The DNC calculated that if the people that Andrew Cuomo actually worked with, who were on the inside on this deception, on these false reportings of these death counts, they thought for sure Andrew Cuomo would say, okay, I'm busted and I'll resign. I was complicit in the cover-up. Andrew Cuomo said he's not going to resign. The DNC now has a problem. Because if Andrew Cuomo doesn't resign over this, Tom Wolf, Pennsylvania, governor of Pennsylvania, Gretchen Whitmer, governor of Michigan, Phil Murphy, governor of New Jersey, Gavin Newsom, governor of California, many of the Democratic governors modeled their policy after Andrew Cuomo. Many of these governors, California, Michigan, New York, Pennsylvania, also have blood on their hands. If Andrew Cuomo does not resign and this goes to trial, it's not going to end with Andrew Cuomo. If Andrew Cuomo resigns, they won't put him through a trial. This will all sort of go away. So now, what does the DNC do? Well, let's revive Me Too. Let's revive the good old Me Too movement, and we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. For the years he's been in power, the amount of times he's inappropriately used his power with the opposite sex, it's probably numerous. If they can get him to resign with the Me Too angle, then again, this all goes away. I'm not sure how it's going to pan out because Andrew Cuomo is full of more hubris than any politician I've ever seen. The Cuomo family has been so influential and so powerful for so long, and Andrew Cuomo knows how the Democratic Party works. He knows he's being played, he knows he's being destroyed, and he doesn't like it. Because he's still a relatively young man. And I'm sure he has the best-selling book. He has the Emmy Award. I'm sure he's thinking, I'm the next president of, or at least the next nominee for the Democratic Party for the president of the United States. And you know what? He's probably right. And he probably told the wrong person, yeah, I'm going to put my hat in the ring. The DNC will have none of that. So if at first you don't succeed, the DNC, unleashing the hounds, and revealing just what of a scumbag he was with the 15,000 people, the blood that he has on his hands, that he directly contributed to their death. If that doesn't work, well, hey, let's bring up Me Too, because the wonderful American public clearly knows Me Too is a lot more important than 15,000 deaths. If that doesn't get him to resign, the DNC is in a tough spot. What can we do to get rid of this guy? What it's doing is revealing just how incompetent and devoid of morals and values the leaders in the Democratic Party are. In the Republican Party, too, you got a lot of Republicans who aren't going to try to get reelected. Longtime Republican congressmen and senators who are not going to try to get reelected in 22 because they can't get reelected in 22. They revealed who they were, what they're about. One thing we can say about Donald Trump, you don't have to like him. You don't have to love him. I love the man. One thing you can say about him, in 4 years, he helped us identify who loves America and who hates America. Before then, there was people we thought were patriots. We thought they were good senators, they're good leaders, they're good congressmen. He's the only president in my lifetime to force bad actors to reveal who they are, who are the friends of our republic and who are the enemies. And for that alone, I'll forever be indebted to our 45th president. I'll be interested to see how the Andrew Cuomo saga resolves itself as the Democratic Party devours one of its own. Stay informed and always be certain to check and double check the information that you share with others. Be Patriot Journalist. I'm Jared Sison, your Patriot Journalist. I almost forgot. Please consider becoming a patron of free speech. Go to the link down in the description to patreon.com, and if you do, I'll get you some free-range chicken eggs free. Well, not free, but cheap. I'm serious. I raise chickens. Well, chicken eggs. I got a free-range area. I got a chicken coop.